Hey guys, welcome back to the Heart of Home. Today we are starting series 3 or week 3 of our homemaking skills and routines. It's cold, isn't it? What you got? A toothbrush? I put too many loose leaf tea grounds in my little diffuser cup. So I have tea with tea in it. And that's okay, that's whatever. Today for the week 3 series, I'm gonna be focusing on Silas's room, or if you're watching this, maybe you have a toy room that is overwhelming you. Well, let me tell you, I am not perfect. Again, I'm just sharing what we have discovered does and does not work for us as a family with one child. And some of you will relate to this and some of you will not. Some of you might already be doing what we're doing. And so just take this as just another mom out here on the internet sharing what we do, hoping that it encourages at least one person, and maybe that's you. So this is the current state of his room. Now, we did just have friends over this morning, so this is actually the current state of Silas playing, as well as 2 younger boys playing here that are, I think they're 2 and 3 or 1 and 3, somewhere down there. They're younger than Silas. So we need to clean all this up. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is focusing on rotating his toys. Now, one thing that we started doing, especially after we moved in here and toys started to accumulate because Silas was now 2, we were moving out of like the baby toy stages where, you know, they're super simple, like balls, ramps, 1 or 2 cars that would entertain him. Well, now he's moving into this age where like he has to have multiple things. He loves lining things up, like putting them in order, creating roads. Like his imagination is beautiful. But he's also a very sentimental kid and has this connection with toys, especially being an only child, that it's hard for him to just willingly give things up. And so a lot of times I have to do this without him around. And no, I'm not just going to grab toys and throw them away and be like, I don't know where they are. Like, I'm honest with him and I'll tell him they're in the rotation, or we got rid of it, or, you know, we gave them to Goodwill where like another family who has kids that need toys can go and use them. And, you know, it's easier if you can explain the fact that, like, for Christmas, we said the more toys you get rid of, the more toys you can expect to get from mom and dad. And so that really motivated him, even though he still didn't get rid of as much as I was hoping for. So we make it work. That's what we do as moms. We have no other option but to make it work. Now, most of you would look at this and think, wow, that's not that messy. Or, wow, I'm overwhelmed even watching this video. And I'm in the overwhelmed category, but I'm also very excited because I am eager to get it all cleaned up. And if you are new here, this is going to be news to you, but we are a foster family. We are still waiting to have an official placement. We've done respite care and stuff, but in order to foster, we had to meet certain parameters, which is to have so many beds, so many dressers, so many closets, so much space. You know, there's some, it's basically a checklist that you have to mark off in order to be fit to be a foster family. And again, we don't have a big enough house where we can just make our spare bedroom into another foster room. Now, it will be if we get a girl, but we also run a business out of this house and we have guests and family. Like, this house is a safe place for others to come and stay in as well. And so we only have so much to work with. So if you are watching this video and you're thinking, why in the world does she have 1 kid, but she has enough sleeping spaces for 3 boys? That's why. We are maximizing our space and we are still doing what we feel like the Lord is calling us to do, which is to foster. So if that is the question that you have watching this, I'm just going to go ahead and answer that right now. That's why we have 2 beds and 2 dressers in this room and not a lot of space. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean up all of these toys, put them in the bins that they normally come out of, and then I will explain kind of my system of toys that I have for Silas, as well as the routine that we have which is rotating toys every quarter. At least I try. I have several tubs of toys downstairs that we rotate throughout the year in order to keep him just more interested in the toys. Okay, instead of putting everything back, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get started at sorting. So what you guys just saw is I picked up all the cars, which are mostly monster trucks. However, I do know that Silas, when he likes to line all of his cars up or play with one or the other, he will always separate his monster trucks, like these metal ones, as well as like any of the Hot Wheels, like true Hot Wheels. So we have Monster Jam monster trucks. I think there might be some Hot Wheels monster trucks in here, but then there's Hot Wheels cars. And then everything else, anything else that has tires or, you know, is a vehicle that moves of some sort, connects to a garbage truck, any little pieces that have to do with cars are in here. Now, as far as everything else, normally I have like excess, you know, I got this on Facebook Marketplace. This is an IKEA toy storage bin. Now they're like $100 to $200. Honestly, I would not buy them again, and I see why this was for sale. These tubs are quick to crack, but also they just don't, I mean, you can see here, like they don't really stay in their compartment very well all the time. But if you can find them used, they're great. It's a great way to maximize space without, you know, having to stack everything. However, they are really easy to get misorganized. So normally, yes, this has miscellaneous stuff in it, as well as these two, all the like random, I can't even pull these out, they're so full. All the random toys that like don't have sets of anything are in here. Sensory toys, a little, I mean, plush things, you know, stuff like that. And I've got some organization still happening. These are little blocks that we used to use to count and learn shapes and colors. We've got a Lego tub, which we will also keep, or maybe we'll combine with our big Lego bucket. Now that he expresses a very large and significant interest in Legos, we have a ton, and we have my husband's old Legos as well, which part of my reselling personality is like, man, I wish we could resell those because they are worth some money. But Silas is very interested in them. And then those like little Lego kits where you can build cars or Minecraft things, like all sorts of stuff. So we'll probably combine that bin, which gives us a bin to put something new in. We've got the craft bin. This used to just be like Play-Doh stuff, and now there's like Play-Doh, clay, the little scrubbies, which are these guys. These things are awesome. They're like $5 from the dollar store. Granted, he put glitter paint on here, but you can color on these and then just stick them in the water. You have to use special markers, but you stick them in the water and you wash them. They're super fun. So that is like a craft drawer. This is also a bunch of miscellaneous craft, like color books, paintbrushes, colors, and then we've got more Hot Wheels tracks. So for the most part, those bins do stay pretty well organized, mostly because my son does not love cleaning up his room. That is a battle we are figuring out. I have to find the balance between cleaning it up for him all the time and then also just implementing some skill building for him and teaching him that, hey, when you get out toys, in order to play something else, you have to put what you were just playing with away or play with it, you know, combine the two, which is okay. So he is slowly and surely learning that, and he usually does really good. Other days he throws a fit and mopes around and says, I can't do it. And we have to remind him, if you can get the toys out, you can put them back, you know, 4-year-old things. So we also, this is the story of my life. Sounds go off in these bins and I'm like, what toy is in now? So I also have this. This was originally his closet. Now I think eventually we'll get either closet doors or just a curtain. It totally depends on how often he's in here. I kind of like the idea of a curtain because it's fun, but that's to come. We've got a shoe bin, and we've got a game rack. I need Caleb to honestly build me more shelves so that we can store more in here, especially the older he gets, the more bigger the toys get, more games, more books, etc. But I do have a mess up here to go through, and then I have these tubs down here. So these tubs, we have like a dress up tub, which are just like previous Halloween costumes, because we don't really like do much for Halloween, but I do get costumes that he can dress up with and play with friends. And then we've got more craft, more like building materials, more crafts here. So a lot of stuff just needs combined and cleaned up. We've got like 3 totes of marbles. I wish I had a tote. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put it in one of the new big ones. While I'm doing this process, I'm going to start creating piles of toys that he plays with a lot or frequently enough, and then toys that I haven't seen him play with in a long time. And then after that, when I bring the tubs up that we rotate every 3 months or so, then I will determine, okay, what can I rotate this out with and replace with that will engage him again without having to buy new toys? Okay, I know it looks like chaos still, but here's the thing about organizing this room, at least with all the toys. It always looks like chaos before like it finally looks nice, before it gets put together, because everything has to be like in my vision before I can start separating. Got it? Yeah. Before I can start separating and determining what to keep and what not to keep. I've got to see what I'm working with. So the other thing that I do is I don't have tubs for everything, but I do have paper or Ziploc bags. So I do keep these. These are all used, obviously. And I'm going to sort some things just to keep the little pieces together. Even if I'm not keeping them in this rotation, I want to make sure that they're enclosed so that they're not just scattered about. The miscellaneous items, I'll show y'all. The miscellaneous items that are left, oh, the static during the winter is real. In these 2 tubs, which were our junk tubs.
Today, when I woke up, I was spilling Lego people and Lego sets, and then me and my dad went hunting. He went hunting, and then he went to Casey's, and I got pizza, and I made it, and I got a coffee.
So these items I'm going to go ahead and just throw in a gallon bag. Now most of these will be... But again, we're not going to do that right now where somebody is watching. We're going to put them in a Ziploc bag and go through these things later.
Yeah.
We are also making a pile of outdoor things that have come inside at some point. Yeah. Like bubbles, right? Those go outside. This guy, I'm finding miscellaneous pieces that are actually supposed to go in some of these tubs.
These ones can go in here. You can't blow them in here, but you have to blow them somewhere where there's like not...
Carpet?
Like carpet and
yeah.
Like in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true. But we're gonna make an outside tub because here in a couple months we'll be outside anyways. All right, so that's the next challenge. We're gonna bag things. I'm also going to go get a trash bag because my pile is starting to collect on the ground for that. Okay, real time, it has been a little over an hour and a half, and all I have done is thoroughly organized. I've got a big bag of trash. I've got the tubs all reorganized and resituated for the most part. A lot of stuff unpacked, like his Disney keepsakes and stuff, so that'll be a whole different thing. I'm making a scrapbook with that, but I need to keep those things in a place that I'm going to remember them and not forget them. Here's what I've got going on here. We moved all his marble pieces into a clear tub. These clear tubs actually slide underneath his bed right there. There is some stuff that he's like kicked, like stuffed animals back there underneath the bed. I'm not worried about it. Right now we're just focusing on a deep organization, clean up the little stuff under his bed, the stuffies, that's whatever. He can climb under there and pick that up. But we've got non-Hot Wheel metal, trucks, cars. I already explained that to you guys. Little figurines that he still plays with. So like his dinosaurs, there's like Gundam characters, superheroes, balls / some sensory toys. Most sensory toys are actually in here. So you have like the little magnetic guys, the little building blocks, the poppets, all that stuff. I've got an empty tote here, which I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there. Maybe some excess Lego stuff. All of that is the trash, minus his board. He was just playing with that little marker board over there. He just got that for Christmas. But all of this can be rotated. So instead of pulling out older totes, because most of those totes have younger toys, there are some toys in there that are like I make him rotate his big vehicles. He has lots of those. So I will get those out probably in the next rotation. Right now he's still playing with these. So I'm gonna allow him to keep playing with those. And because I only have 10 minutes before I have music students starting to come for the evening, I'm gonna go ahead and get all of this put away. I'm not gonna worry about wiping everything down. I am gonna try to get the vacuum out and vacuum the carpet because I did a lot of like tapping totes out because it's winter. It's dry. We have dog hair, we have human hair. And so everything is so staticky. Every 3 months, 4 months or so, we rotate toys. And so we have bins, and that's just so that he doesn't get burnt out with the toys that he has, because maybe that's you. Maybe you have a child who is continuously wanting new toys or is bored with what they have. Well, if they're bored, start rotating toys, because if they forget about them for 3 months and then you pull them out, it's like Christmas morning all over again for them. They're so excited. They're like, I love this. I forgot about, you know, yada, yada, yada. So, but also don't be afraid to keep their favorite toys. That is okay. If they're still playing with toys, allow them to continue playing with them, or put them in a tote, whatever you decide. As he ages out, because we don't have, at least not yet, we don't have another little kid coming in and playing with them. We just base all of the toys in our house that are accessible off of what he prefers. Now, if we were done with kids, we would just be either getting rid of these, donating them, or giving them to some family members. However, that's not the case, which is exactly why we're keeping them, because we don't have any idea what kid could come into our house tomorrow, what age they would be. Hey guys, editing Courtney here. I realized this video is more rushed than I wanted it to be, so I wanted to take a second and just show you guys quickly how I organize Silas's room. Okay, despite all of the toys he's been playing with this morning, I have this little IKEA shelf, which I've shown you guys. There's a few things that I consider when I organize. One, I always have a tub of like sensory items. These are really great for him to grab when I'm like, hey, go get some toys for the car, because he can just play with these in the car and stretch and toss them around, and they're gentle. They're not gonna like break a window or anything crazy or hit anyone. So these are all just like sensory stuff. We all have toys that, you know, are miscellaneous or don't belong or really just aren't a part of a set of anything. But these are the things that he currently plays with. So he has all of his sunglasses, his little camp lamp. He's got all these little knick-knack car pieces, you know, for like road construction and stuff, a calculator. He loves American flags. And so this is kind of that random tub of toys that just don't have a home. And then this is his crafting tub, Play-Doh, sand, all of like the hands-on crafty, you know what I'm saying. Obviously these stayed in here. And then he's got another Lego bin. These are kind of like the miscellaneous Lego pieces, because he's built all of like the self-guided Lego creations, but these are all just those random pieces that have fallen off somewhere. I do keep toys that he like regularly plays with. Again, he's an only child, so toys are a big thing for him. So like I just put up all these curtains this morning, and so he grabbed all of his construction toys in his little outfits. You know, he's got his magnets. We've got some learning blocks that I'll pull out here if I'm realizing like he needs some more guidance. These little army guys that he sets up and shoots down with his Nerf guns. Again, I need more shelving up here. That's going to be on my to-do list for Caleb this spring. Things are organized and they're in their own spaces, which makes it so much easier than just having like a big tub and telling him to throw all of his toys in it. Like this way he can at least be organized and go and find exactly what I'm asking him to go get. Like, hey, go get your magnet tiles, and he can go in here. He'd actually need help with this one because it's kind of buried, but he would go in here and he would get these and bring them out. He wouldn't have to like search for them. And then the same thing over here, he does play with the wooden train tracks quite often, not often enough, so that's why it's up and elevated. And then this is more of like our baby toys. So like when we have friends come over that have like younger boys or girls, we just grab them. We have friends over all the time, it feels like, because I love hosting people and I love having others here in the home. And because of that, I want to make sure that those are mildly accessible, but they're also not something that like Silas is going to try to get down himself. So anyways, I hope that helps. That's kind of our storage for toys. This isn't a big room. This isn't a big house. And so we have to maximize all of the spaces that we can on a budget, affordably, right? I'm not going to go buying expensive organizers to do this. It's a kid's room. So anyways, back to the video. All right, I'm signing off, guys. As you can see, I just started another tote, which means there's probably an entire tote downstairs full of toys that are ready to be pitched. Either they're too young or he's just not, yeah, it's new, not interested in them anymore, and that's okay. But that is a job for another day. So if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe so you can get some more videos like this coming. You know, it comes winter time, I focus more on the outdoor part of our home in our life, which is the gardening and the suburban homemaking, our homesteading. And then in the winter, I've been focusing more on homemaking and just what it's like to basically live at home and how to steward this atmosphere in this home. So again, if you've liked it, go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me what you did not enjoy. Let me know if there's something that you do, some routines or some little skills or, you know, little tips that you have as a stay-at-home mom or just a mom in general that could possibly help somebody else who's reading through the comments. But until then, I will see y'all on the week 4 series. Stay tuned to see what it is.